Thank you.
Nice. What are we talking about today? We good?
Yep.
Hey.
Awesome. Thank you.
Nice.
We have speed.
Okay. So, good morning.
Good
Morning.
So we're talking about the zombies because you asked what are we talking about today?
Yes.
So the werewolves are coming.
Yes.
And so can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah. So basically, everything when the movie starts off, everything is pretty much how we left it off. Everybody's getting along, zombies and humans.
Zedison's going strong as ever.
It's true. We're killing the game. And then out of nowhere, these werewolves, they're looking for their moonstone, and they come into Seabrook. And I think that at first, everybody's a little bit confused. They don't know really what's going on. And what ends up happening is they reinstate all the anti-monster laws because they don't want the werewolves to be able to be in Seabrook, but that also prevents zombies from being a part of life. So Zed's main issue is that he's trying to fix that so that everybody can be together again, and especially so he can take Addison to prom, which is his main thing.
But werewolves are invading and they're not taking no for an answer.
Yes, it's true.
They're really cool.
And Addison has a little bit of a different relationship with the werewolves than Zed does, I feel.
She just wants them to feel accepted because she went through the same thing with the zombies where like a new type of people come in and at first she's really scared, but then she realizes like, hey, they're just like us and we want them to feel welcome. So she goes through the same exact process of learning about the werewolves, learning about their culture, where they come from, everything, and she just wants them to feel welcome.
And so you mentioned, which is a theme that I noticed in the first movie as well, it's this theme of acceptance.
Yeah.
And can you delve more into that, especially given the current society?
For sure. Yeah. I think it's really important to just, even though you might not know a lot about somebody or you don't know their background, it's important to learn about it and learn about where they're from and make sure that they always feel included. I think that's really important, especially in high school. It's really hard when you don't know where you fit in, you don't know who to talk to, and like there's all these different groups. Like I think including people, even if they're different, is really, really important.
Yeah, I just feel like when you exclude someone, you're missing out on so much of their culture. And I feel like in the first movie, the zombies and the humans were so divided, and once they finally came together, they learned so much from each other.
Yeah.
And I think that what it is in the second movie is that fear is kind of driving Zed, and it's kind of making him go crazy, and he's not seeing that this is exactly what happened with the zombies, and he doesn't really accept them at first because he's more concerned about the safety of Addison and Seabrook.
Yeah.
But eventually he gets there.
Yeah, and so you mentioned, and also what you just mentioned about peer pressure, and that he doesn't realize that the same exact thing is happening.
Yeah, of course.
Do you think that that's something that's relative to kids in general?
100%.
Yes.
I feel
peer
like
pressure is definitely a thing for sure.
a lot of the time, and it's hard, especially in high school, to just take a step back and look at the bigger picture, really. And I think a lot of the times when somebody's not being accepted in a certain community, it's not them, it's the community itself. You know what I mean? And I think that Zed shows that when he starts to learn more about the werewolves and he understands what they're trying to do and why they're here, he realizes that it was stupid for him to even worry about them in the first place because they're just like he was in the first movie.
Yeah, I think people are just really scared because different is
different scary.
change
Yeah,
to people.
change is scary.
And change is scary, but I feel like if you just accept them and just make them part of your group, then they'll benefit the group greatly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. And so what inspired you all to take on these roles in the first place?
I mean, when I first read the first movie script, I knew for sure that this was a movie I wanted to do. I mean, I love the message, and I feel
It's
like
so
it's
important
helped
for
so many
kids.
people. It's helped me, for sure. There's so many times in my life where I'm like, Zed wouldn't do this.
Yeah.
And I don't do it.
I've learned so much from Addison, and I think this script is so important for kids because it's relevant issues and it's issues that have happened in the past, but it's with zombies and werewolves and dancing and
which
fun.
Which is so awesome to watch.
Yeah, and it's just really incredible that kids can watch a movie and they're getting the same message that you learn in class, that you learn from social media, that you learn from just living, and it's with music and dancing.
It's awesome. And everybody can connect to a different character, which I love.
Yeah.
And everybody feels somewhat out of place in some way everywhere. So I think it's great that we're showing that if we just give anything a chance, we can see how great it can be.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And so what did you all do to prepare this time around?
Oh, this time around was crazy.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
I feel like this movie, there's so much more, and I feel like everything is just bigger and
Next
more.
level.
Yeah, it's just next level.
Yeah.
So it was so similar to the first movie process. I just think that it was a little bit more
Yeah.
time focused and a little bit.
Because we
More
knew the city
intensity,
of
yeah.
Toronto well, because the first
Yeah.
time we got there, we didn't know
Just
really what we're doing,
explored,
the city,
yeah.
the people, but now we knew everyone, and all the new people just added such an amazing element,
For sure.
and everyone is so nice, like the new werewolves, like Pierce, Chandler, Ariel, they're
Family.
the best.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's so amazing.
And so you both have previous experience in the industry. How do you believe that helped you with this role?
I think that, well, when I did Zombies 1, it was my first thing. So that was actually when I started to learn how to handle the business and just see kind of what it's like to act in front of a camera.
Yeah.
And then when I did Dancing with the Stars, my work ethic changed so much. And I started taking things way more seriously. And I really saw that if you spend more time on something and if you focus on it and you put your mind to it, you can really, the progress is just crazy. What a difference it makes, just time.
I think it was just doing musical theater growing up,
Yeah.
and he did too. It's just like when you do a show and a production, it's crazy long hours. Like you're on stage, it's so nerve-wracking, and you just really rely on everyone. And like just having that mindset of like, okay, we're a team. It's
Yeah.
not like I'm here, they're here, or it's like, oh, he has a line, I don't. It's about a community, and like it doesn't
Yeah.
matter what role you're
We're all
in. Like
making this movie together.
we're all making this movie together, and every single person in the movie has a part that makes the movie what it is.
Mhm.
So it's more of like a group.
And outside
actually,
of the movie too, it's like a machine. You know, it's a functioning
Yeah.
machine. Everybody's got to be doing their
and
part.
every single person in the movie, cast, dancers, production, all had that same mindset, and I
Yeah.
think that's why it was so special, because it was just a team effort.
Definitely. And so I didn't want to get into it, but you brought it up.
All right.
Dancing with the Stars.
Yeah,
You
we
have to
talk
tell
about
us.
it. Yeah, what do you want to know about it? I'll tell you anything.
Everything.
All right.
Well, not everything. We don't have time for
Yeah, I
everything.
know, of course. But I mean, it was a huge beast that I was excited to take on. It was really the hardest part about it was just the beginning and sort of getting into it. But so fast, it's like such a great community there, and we're all in the same boat. Everybody's on the show. We don't know what we're doing, and we all look like fools on national television, but we're all in it together, which is great. And I made so many great friends on the show, and my work ethic is the main thing that I see changed after that, because I
He was
feel like
incredible.
Zombies 2, I took it head on. I feel like, but we all did. You know, that's what makes the movie so great.
Is that something that you would want to do? I can totally see you.
Yo,
On Dancing with the
I
Stars.
would make her do it.
I
see
don't
that.
know. I don't know if I could deal with that. Like Milo
You
under
could-
pressure is
Look,
so amazing.
I didn't think I could deal
No.
with it either before I started doing
Listen,
it.
whenever we're under pressure, Milo's
Oh,
the one who is
please
like, "Hey,
stop.
Meg, like we got this,"
No.
and he's the one who's just like even in the audition, like the first audition for Zombies, like we were in the room and they're like, "Hey, can you sing a duet?" And I was like, we were both like,
We're like, we have
we
no
didn't
idea
prepare
what-
one.
and
And then
then,
Milo's like,
yeah.
"Give me 5 minutes." We
I
ran out of the
said
room.
to like Gary Marsh, who's like the head of Disney.
He was
I'm
like,
if you
"Give me
just give us
5
5 minutes.
And then
we'll
we
be
ran
right
out of
back."
the room, and then I was like, "What are we doing?" He's like, "I don't
And
know."
then
We had to
but we
figure
did it,
out.
and we
did.
obviously did.
But
somewhat
it's just
of a
stuff
good
like
job.
that. Like he just under pressure. I don't know if I could just like do that. I don't know. I was so blown away by all of his
Stop,
performances.
man.
I don't know if I could do that.
Stop.
It'd be fun though, but
Yeah, you would be. Fun.
I don't know.
Look, it changes you. So you're gonna be a different person when you get out, and I think that person would tell you to do it, and that's all I'm gonna say.
All right.
The makeup. I want to know about the makeup
Let's
on
talk about the makeup.
Yes.
All right.
You got
If we're gonna talk about makeup, I feel like, we start shooting a lot of scenes when the sun comes up. So if we're thinking about when we're ready to shoot versus when it's time for me to leave, we have to wake up at like 3:30 because it takes like half an hour to get there. So we're there at 4, and then I'm just chilling on my trailer for like 15 minutes or half an hour until they're ready. Makeup takes like 2 hours because they gotta spray paint on my
whole body.
gray skin, and then just like all the intricate stuff they do. I was when
The
we
baby
started the
powder.
movie,
Baby powder.
it was awful because I couldn't handle anything being around my eyes or anything, but I feel like I've come so far with the makeup because we just go through it every single day. And the worst part is that it's in the morning and it's freezing and it's sticky and it's not the time you want to be doing it. But
The werewolves too.
yeah, the werewolves have a lot of like
tattoos
and
and the
stuff.
teeth and
Yeah, a
the
lot of
hair
prosthetics,
is really
which
crazy.
I just could not
yeah,
do. The
and
ears,
the ears.
too.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was really cool.
Yeah.
So what time did you all start? Because you said it's early in the morning. So
We every day is different depending on where or when we're shooting. But for the most part, it was just early.
But then we also had
days.
night shoots too.
That's true.
There was a couple night shoots where we would start at like 8 p.m. and go until the sun
next
rose.
morning, yeah.
Yeah, it was actually really pretty driving back into the city
Yeah,
and
while
seeing
the
the
sun's
sunrise.
coming up, and then we get home, we go
beautiful.
straight to sleep.
Yeah.
Did
Yeah.
y'all take pictures?
Oh, we have
We
so
took
many pictures,
pictures.
so many videos, we have
Yeah.
everything.
Very
But
cool.
the process in the morning is a long time, so you have to take that into
I
account.
always feel like I don't take enough. Like when I look back at it, I'm
You
like, I
take
took
enough.
so much.
You know who takes enough?
Carla.
She
Okay.
takes way too many photos.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Like you already know you're about to get in this video,
yeah,
right?
you already know you're about to get in the video.
But
She's
but
amazing.
it's like she captures all these memories that like
we wouldn't
need
have
it. Yeah.
So we thank her
Carla's
for
the
that.
best.
So, what advice would you offer to some children? Because some kids, they want to get into the industry, but they don't know
for
the hard work
sure.
that it takes. What advice?
I would say, I mean, me and Meg both come from a musical past, but I would just say find just like a community theater or any place that's just like you can just sign up and start acting, because the more you
Yeah.
do it, the more fun it is, and you get to learn more about it.
I think my biggest suggestion is just trying to decipher whether it's like a hobby that you like to do or something
Yeah.
that you're really, really passionate about. Because it's hard work.
And it's like,
It's
yeah,
like,
it is hard.
Not
Each
even
day
just
is,
the job, like getting a job is so
Yeah.
hard.
Yeah.
It's
And
true.
it takes
And you just
long
can't
work,
let
long
it,
effort.
You can't let it get you down.
yeah,
'cause
you
it's gonna
can't.
take a long time before
Yeah,
you get something.
and you have to give up a lot of things in order to like choose a career. So I think like if you love doing it and you're passionate about it, you'll be successful.
Yeah.
But I think it's deciphering that.
Yeah. You just gotta keep on going for it. It's really just this goes for anything. If
Mindset.
you love it, just keep going
Definitely.
for it. So if you love acting, keep going for it.
Very cool.
Yeah.
And so, you have to name, well, you don't have to, but name one person on set who wasn't actually on set, but who helped you get ready for set that you admire or that you
Ooh.
can take something away from.
I mean, in the first movie, I mean, I was there with my mom the whole time, and she helped me so much because she's also an actress and she knows the business so well. She helped me just sort of know what everything meant. Like, people were like, hey, he needs to go 10-1. I'm like, what does that even mean?
Yeah.
And I just feel like I'm so grateful for having her on the first movie, and I feel like I was able to tackle the second movie on my own because of what she taught me on the first one.
Yeah, I definitely say my parents too, because we were 16 on the first
Yeah.
one. We were babies, so
Yeah.
I was kind of just like, oh.
It's so much. It's such a big
Yeah.
thing to have to do when you're so young.
I
and
know.
You're right in the front of it.
Yeah.
So it's
we're just-
scary.
Yeah.
But we are very happy for our parents for being there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And last question, very random.
for sure.
What would the zombies eat today?
I feel like we've come a long way from cauliflower brains.
For sure.
You know what I mean? But maybe some pizza. Am I right? I don't know. Whatever. They just eat normal food, honestly. Spaghetti looks cool. They're into like looking like brains and like looking like weird food, but they just eat like normal food. Yeah.
So where in Burbank would the zombie go
Oh,
and eat?
here.
Yeah.
I don't really know this area too well, but if the zombies were to go eat some food, they would go to Dave's Hot Chicken on Lancashire.
Yes.
It's
and
so
they would
good.
eat
Yes.
that all day. Hey, I'm a zombie, and I know
He
that's
took
where I
me
wanna
for the
be.
first time. So good.
Yeah, I just discovered it like 3 months ago, and I've been there like 70 times since. So Dave's Hot Chicken, shameless plug.
Sponsor
me,
us.
please. Yeah.
Okay, thank you all so
Yeah,
much.
of course. Thank you.
you.
Nice.
Can I leave? Can I get it?